the Wizard of Oz on the with the ruby red shoes, but on the other side, that's the white buffalo lady. She one of my friends on Facebook.
Are you serious? You know all the indigenous. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call you chief, right?
Uh, I was
Yeah.
looking at your elephants too.
You too? They always say
Yeah,
like I'm such a mama, like I'm the way that I navigate my life with my little
that's the
cubs. Yeah.
that's the symbol of the matriarch.
hmm I think I
When
hold that now. When I was a little younger, I was a little all over the place, but I kind of hold that energy now as I get a
you
little more seasoned. Yeah.
when
I'm
you
okay.
had the two of them facing each other like that,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at them, they're the same but different. That's the rule for translating what's in the mirror.
Ah,
The same but different. It's
same with different.
something that look like something else or sound like something else. You got homonyms and synonyms,
Yeah.
but we can't leave out the opposites too, which is the antonym, And so when you read the mirror, it's the same but different. It's like when you go through the funny mirror in the carnival,
Yes.
you see different reflections of yourself because you got a different mirror,
Absolutely. Isn't
right?
it kind of speaking to the multiverse, the multiple timelines where they're
Yeah.
coexisting? Like there's different versions. Like we're somewhere in another timeline, maybe we're having this conversation, but we're like sitting on a cliff overlooking
Yeah.
like three suns, you know? You ever think about
Mm-hmm.
that? It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of cool. It's like this
Yeah.
ultra this
Difference in timelines.
yeah. Coexisting all simultaneously. Because time is a artificial construct that just is meant to keep us here cohesively, right? Give us congruentness to our environment. Your dogs, your dogs. They're. Hold on, y'all. You can't hear them, but they're going bonkers again. Five. Okay. Ooh, oh shit, oh shit. So tonight we're gonna kind of discuss going into the archdiocese, the Pope's passing. Now I know Rod. Maybe I should wait. I always wait until 500, but I think we should just get in because I'm already late. Right? Let's just get in. Um, Rod. Let's discuss like the whole symbology behind the Pope's supposed death or exodus out of what we perceive to be our matrix timeline, and also the age he was, which was 88, the date in which he decided to transcend, which was the day after Easter, right? What is your give me a little bit of a like a an idea of like what you think all that had to do with each other, or if they felt like there was something designed behind his transition on that particular date as that particular age.
Contrary to popular opinion, he been dead for years. They've been using CGI. They've been using androids for his public appearances.
Mhm.
The android is so real that if you're standing there, you won't even know he's not a human,
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the reason is it's the control of narrative.
hmm
The control of narrative. 88 is the mirror flip on the infinity loop. That's one interpretation.
hmm
88 also means the seated queen.
Oh, how
You
so?
got because eight, that's the symbol for the bumblebee, which is the queen bee looking for a new nest.
Yes, yes, yes.
80 is the open queen seat that haven't the queen haven't landed yet.
Interesting.
When she
Yes.
lands, she forms the 88,
Mm,
right?
yes.
And the 880 is an open empress seat. And the 888 is the seated empress.
Mm,
So they come behind the Pope 88 death on 428, which is 88,
mm.
with a blackout in Spain and Portugal.
That's right.
Right. So this was letting us know that the Spanish conquistadors was the first to invade the Americas.
The Moors, the what you like to call the dirty Moors, is
Yeah.
yeah. Also, they were called his name. Christopher Columbus was his alias. He had
Yeah.
multiple names. Yeah.
Yeah. That was his pen name actually.
hmm
And the Columbus is the play on Columbia.
Mm.
Columbia is the goddess. Remember, they all pretend to be the goddess. All of the priests and you think they're wearing robes and they wearing ancient matriarchal priestess garb.
Yeah.
The Pope sits under Big Mama's seat because he's the underminer.
Mm.
He the king of the Jews. Go back to your
Arches.
Bible.
Yes.
And they put over the cross, here is your king of the Jews. Right? But they don't tell you that Jesus is ISIS.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? And they show you the part where ISIS say, on this rock, I will build my temple.
Mm.
The rock reference was to Peter.
Peter's a very one of our people on my Zooms. She talks about Peter being a very special name that's used historically to reference certain types of people. What do you say about
Well,
that?
Peter is pater in Greek.
Interesting. Okay.
Pater means father,
Oh.
right? And the reason why Peter is pater and they call all of the priests of the Catholic Church father is this the usurping of the sacerdotal seat of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is why Pope's seat is under Big Mama's seat. They
Yeah,
suspend her seat up in the air
that's right.
because no men ain't supposed to sit in it because
Mhm.
it'll end the game.
They aren't qualified. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It'll end the game.
Hmm.
We don't know this is a game. We thinking that all of this stuff is so real because we in the 3D. We don't realize we whole like beings that put this spacesuit or this Earth rover suit on to roam around Earth and pretend to be people.
That's right. It's a game, pretty much like a holographic game. Yeah,
That's why they always make sure that everybody understand that famous Shakespearean quote: "The world is a stage, and we all just actors."
that's right.
Everybody have a part to play,
Yes.
right? You come in stage right, you exit stage left. You only exit stage right when you have another role to play,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've
right?
ended one cycle, one role, and now you're going to play another part. You've been
Right,
contracted as another character.
right. So if they got 20 scenes in the movie or in the play, and you in scene one, scene five, and scene nine, when you leave scene one, you exit stage right, which
Hmm.
is to the people, right? To the people that's left,
Yes, and
right?
with a review. Mm-hmm.
hmm But when you exit stage left, that means you only had the part in that scene,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the narrative that they controlling is the restoration of the earth tribes by overthrowing the usurpers. This is why every single country in Africa is protesting on behalf of Ibrahim Traore.
Mm. Speak. Yeah.
This is like today. It's
Yeah.
like it's been going on all day, all
It has
over,
been. Yes.
because the representation of Ibrahim Traore is every fallen leader at the hands of colonial rule.
Mm.
And this is why it's going to be almost impossible to get to him close enough to remove him from power.
Yes.
Soon
Yes.
as he solidified power in the African matriarch, he'll step to the front. You already have a prominent matriarch from Africa telling them don't touch Ibrahim Traore,
Mm.
right? But we don't know who she is because we don't understand that African people was primarily matriarchal too, except for during colonization when the
Absolutely.
patriarchs was responsible to fight the war.
Hmm. Hmm.
We've been in a perpetual state of war ever since Rome was established,
Absolutely.
right?
Purposefully orchestrated, and it serves a purpose to distract, um, to denigrate, and to it's all purposefully done.
Yeah, and all of it is just to undermine the mama. That's it.
Hmm. Well, you
It's
see
just
when you say, like, I was raised as a Roman Catholic, which is occultism at its best, right? You eat the flesh eat the flesh with the wafer, and drink the blood
that's
of
that's called a
God.
sin, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But
But
but you
we
when you
don't
say that,
know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now we don't know that when they call us sinners, they the ones that's making us sinners, because sin is a Babylonian
Terminal.
Sumerian god
Yes.
named
Yes.
Menacing,
Yeah.
right? But we don't know that the Talmudic and the Mishnah of the so-called Jews is where they have these rituals written at for the Kohen or priest to follow.
That's why India and Israel are very close. They are very tied to one another. Interestingly enough, right? Based on rituals and occult practices.
Well, India, when you talk about India, you talk about primary Hinduism.
Mm.
Hinduism is ancient systems of awakening that different temperaments of people in the Hindu society were under their caste system. They all had what's called a patron deity.
Mm.
The Catholic Church mimicked it and gave us a patron saint. You know, you got Saint Maurice, Saint Bishop, you got Saint Mary, and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all it is the system of caste of India was rewritten after Alexander invaded the Indus Valley. This is why they
Yes.
said he conquered the world.
Yes.
Alexander was working for the rising Roman Empire, and he was the usurper of the Greek Empire, which was matriarchal.
Mm.
The Greek civilization was established by priestesses of Egypt that settled. They created the first university on the island of Crete
Mm.
in the BC period to educate and uplift those people that was being oppressed over there. The Romans came about, and if you go to their origin story, they say that they came from Romulus and Remus, who was suckled by a she wolf.
Mm.
The name of the she wolf they don't never tell you, but her name is She-Ra. It's a play. It's a play on the name of Shu,
And
as
raw.
in Shu and Tefnut and Ra.
Yeah.
Right. It's the taking the mother out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
The guardian wolves of the earth, what they call the dire wolf today. They say they've been extinct for millions of years. They
I
have
don't
not
think
been
so. Yeah,
extinct.
that's just that's cap. They're trolling
Well,
us.
they still have them running around. It's just that they phase between realities.
Oh, they permeate between dimensions. That's interesting.
Yeah, because
Ah,
they here to their job on Earth is to sniff out and find orphans stranded in the wilderness. That's their job.
interesting.
So when they say Romulus and Remus was suckled by a she wolf, they were suckled by She-Ra,
Mm.
right? Who
Yeah.
does the work of Shu by the orders of Ra, right? Now, Grimm's Law of Grammar, in translating a foreign language into English, all vowels are interchangeable. So the U became a E, and this is how they conceal things from us through linguistics,
Yeah. A
right?
shifting of symbolism and rebranding it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So you learning by understanding how the totem animal system works, how we use the frequency and the energy of spirit animals to communicate with each other,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They confuse familiars with totem animals. Your familiar not your totem animal.
No, it's not. It's a spiritual.
That's your assistant,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
the spiritual assistant that took on an animal form.
There was a movie about that. I forgot it was like a polar bear, and all of the animals were like familiars to people, assistant, like almost like their animal assistant here, like a guardian angel would be perceived.
Yeah. So you got some people, it's a lot of sisters, they be if they get over their fear, they can walk through the wilderness, they come out the other side, they're gonna have a whole pack of deer behind them.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens. I'll
And,
tell you.
and then people gonna be thinking she did something to them. They might believe she on her
Mhm.
period. And you got some that if they get close to a beehive, the bees dance for them.
They
They make a
do.
big swarm. And they actually had a movie where that scene played out, one of them superhero movies. And then I think it was the opening scene. The bees was all around the lady, and she didn't know she had superpowers yet.
Wait, wasn't that Jupiter Rising? Like she was from another time, but the bees recognized her as a queen herself, and they basically did a uniformed dance performance for her. I think that's the one you're talking about.
And then the men that was around her, they was stinging them, but they wasn't stinging her.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You had women that they call them honeypots.
Ooh, let's get into it, Rod. Yes.
She comes from the Orisha land of Oshun,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because
right?
Ocean's favorite, one of her delicacies is honey. Yes.
Hmm. And so the bee is also what they referred to us as. They called us bees and ants.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
Which
why
the
they
Hopi
calling
has
us
a
bees?
the
Why they
Hopi
calling
has
us bees and ants? Yeah, what,
yeah,
what is that all about?
yeah.
And then I heard a channeled message. I heard one of the Moors arguing with one of the chiefs. He said, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of bees and ants. All y'all do is swarm around y'all big mama. I said, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In Africa, they call them termites for the same reason,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? But the nature of those animals is to honor the Shakti energy of divine feminine, or you can't have a queen,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the symbol in the mammalian world that mean the same as a queen bee is the elephant,
Yes.
right? But then you have priestesses, warrior priestesses that falls under the rule of Sekhmet.
Yes.
This is when the matriarch is operating in first law of nature, self-preservation, and second, preservation of species and kind by protecting her offspring.
Mm-hmm.
You see the mother bear outweigh 200 pounds or more by the male bear, but when them cubs around, she whoop his ass like he ain't never been whooped before.
That's
He be
right.
trying to get away from her while she got them
Lionesses
babies.
can be aggressive as well with their males, especially around the cubs. Yeah.
Yeah, but the mama bear is the native tribe symbol that mean the same as the lioness,
Yes.
right? But most of us don't know is the lion originated over here,
Well, this
as
is
well as the elephant.
isn't in the Americas. We kind of discussed this before. Even though they project that and Egypt is over in Africa and what we perceive to be Kemet, ancient Kemet, which is now redesignated as a colonized name of Egypt. But we do know from the mounds, from the pyramids, from the Olmec heads that are limitless on the Americas plain, that this most likely was the reference biblically in all the ancient books of where ancient Egypt actually was. Would you say that?
Well, the original sacerdotal seat of the Great Mother is in Arizona, in the
Mm,
Grand Canyon, called
yes.
the Temple of Isis.
Mhm.
And the original ruler seat of the Great Father, called the Osirian, we call him Osiris in modern English.
Mhm.
Temple is in the Grand Canyon. When you go south, you have Teotihuacan or Teotihuacan, the holy mound of Tahuti,
Mhm.
right? Which is the Ibis bird, the Benu bird, the sacred scribe of the gods.
Wouldn't you say is, from what I know, when consciousness is kind of erected in a mass way with more people who hold a certain amount of awareness, consciousness in a heightened amount, doesn't it have to do with being in a placement almost like zero, in a placement where these types of energies or relics still exist? So it kind of births those kind of soul beings in those arenas, those areas?
So those mounds are triggers. When certain people get close to them, if they are on their path and they tuning in, they just to trigger your awakening.
Mhm.
Now, if you pay attention, the oldest of the mounds and pyramids is step pyramids,
Yes.
beehives,
Yes.
beehives.
What I also see when I'm able to see with my eye, and it's usually when I'm waking up, especially when I was pregnant, I could see the outer perimeter, or kind of like the structure of the matrix, the walls, the energy of the hologram, and it looks like the beehive structure, the kind of hexagonal kind of shapes. What do you think
Right.
about that?
That's okay. So the hexagonal shapes, the six-sided circle,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that is um the electric part of the grid.
Yes.
The magnetic part forms the torsion field.
Yes. Yes.
And
You're
then
so
they merge
smart.
together to generate
We need
three
like snaps.
dimensional.
Hold on. Let me just give you a little something. I like sometimes like I'm a Sag, and I'm also a rat, but like when you hit that like that that intellect, my God, I'm like, where are you from? But I know you're from here. Go ahead, go ahead. Can I do a little snap? Like send me snap. Everyone give
Yeah.
Rod Hates a little snap. Okay? I'm sorry. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so the matrix is not designed to trap the spirit because you can't trap a spirit.
That's right.
Everybody be talking about that we in a soul trap. Spirit in
See?
the spirit and the soul can't be trapped. Only the physical body can be trapped.
That's right.
But
But
people be
isn't there
like,
a
"Don't
certain
go into the
energetic
night."
But isn't there a certain energetic signature that requires, almost like, remember the concept of like weighing your heart against the feather in my eye? So just energetically, that's why I think almost like we're socially engineered to do dark things here, to heavy up the energy signature. So when we do leave the shell, it to permeate out of the structure we perceive to be the the hologram. Wouldn't it be a little difficult to leave the firmament if you're too heavy and dense from carrying that heavier signature when you leave the physical form? What's your opinion?
Okay, so now we going into what's known as the halls of Amenti, sacred
Yes,
hall of
yes,
judgment,
yeah,
right? Remember the weighing of the heart versus the feather.
yes,
In your heart being light as a feather, all that means is you live with your in your true self from your true place with sincere intentions.
yeah.
Now, the ones who don't, they give them options. You got to write a book of life to come into this reality.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a book of life. Once you learn how to read your own, it's a side effect that comes with that. Because everybody you encounter has to show up in your book of life, meaning you can read pages out of theirs in order to help them get back on their path.
Go ahead. Isn't it a little bit of shamanism? That's
That's exactly shamanism.
yeah,
That's the whole
yeah,
purpose of having shamans,
yeah.
right? We learned it from priestesses of the earth, Atlantean priest mothers,
Yes.
who taught it to their children as a standard part of upbringing. It wasn't separate.
Mhm.
Modern patriarchy has separated spiritual training and they gave us spiritual indoctrination in its place.
Absolutely.
Because the nature of a thing, if you can control what their natural affinity is, you can control them without using whips and chains,
Mhm.
right? So they tell us that we have no option. You're gonna either be go to heaven or go to hell when you die. That's the biggest farce anybody ever told me because I never believed that. Hell was a physical place on earth in the Middle East called
Absolutely.
it was
Absolutely.
the
Self
trash dump
self
that
created and generated, correct?
yeah it was a trash dump in the city of Ur, right? Remember, Ur means
It's
fire.
fine.
So in the city of Ur, Gehenna was the trash dump that they also executed criminals in. That's your weeping and gnashing of teeth,
Mhm.
right? But they also got rid of expired slaves because they didn't let you die a natural death,
I
right?
heard something. Let me hold you there for a second. I heard something and I would love your opinion about it. Since we're cooking here, we're cooking. We're not spirit cooking, but we cook it. A concept that someone brought up is it is within the dynamics of Buddhism, is that we aren't to take our organs out because our organs are harmonic and all have energy. And part of what they do with this psychotic death cycle is that they tend to remove the organs to disharmonize the body, to disallow that energy to, I don't know, like the way that how we leave our bodies or something with that. What do you think about that? They were saying that if you take the organs out, it disharmonizes the body. We're supposed to leave everything in.
It don't
What
matter.
do you think?
It don't matter. Let's go to the burial rites of Kemet for the
Yes.
pharaonic orders.
Yes.
They had what's called canoptic jars.
Yes. With the organs
Each,
in it.
and each canoptic jar held a different organ.
Yes. Preserved.
Well, right. The reason why they did that is to stop uh, the the king, the ruler. They call him pharaoh, but the male is not the pharaoh. The
It's a
woman is.
female. Yeah.
Okay, so he is the representation of her will to be enforced. He's the ruler god. She's the creator god. The first god was the creator god, right? And they created men, and the compensation for a man being here is he get the right to rule and the right to procreate sons, right? If he is off balance, he will never have a male heir,
Mm.
right? He will only be able to produce females, but it's redemption in that. Because where he failed at, one of his daughters is going to have a son by a worthy man that's going to redeem both him and
That's
his
right.
daughter,
Yeah.
right? So all these is spiritual tidbits that we used to be common knowledge for us that's now only told about or discussed in what they call esoteric or occult circles,
hmm
right? Because the esoteric and the occult is how they keep our history away from us.
That's right.
The secret societies are not secret. They just have secrets about who we are.
Well, they're holding the secrets that we gave them initially because that was given by many of the people bequeathed. Didn't you feel like they bequeathed a lot of these secrets and there was a forgetting? So most people forgot about them. That's supposed to be reinstituted at this time where all truths and secrets are supposed to be redesignated to those.
Hmm. So just let's take me for example. My responsibility as the chief is to tell the people where the disorder at so we can restore order,
Mhm.
right? Then I got to tell them all of the chiefs that I've seen doing the righteous work that's been usurped, undermined, cut down, murdered, assassinated, defamed, removed from their whatever position they was in by force.
Yeah.
Okay, now when I get done telling them that, it's going to be accompanied with so much other information. Like I don't care to talk about spaceships personally, but when I talk about certain doctrines, if I talk about Nation of Islam doctrine, I can't neglect to discuss the mother plane.
True.
If I talk about Nuwapic doctrine, I can't negate to talk about Nibiru,
That's right.
right? And then if you take it a step further, it can go all the way back. If I discuss Sumer, I got to talk about the conflict of the gods, the war between Enlil and his sister, Inanna,
Nana,
that
that's right. Yeah.
that's the war in heaven that landed on earth.
Hmm. That could be where there's a battle between female and male, maybe because of that
That's the origin
undertone.
of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the origin of it.
yeah.
So Enlil was wanted to rule Earth. Earth is a feminine planet
hmm
in the free will universe. Free will universe is feminine law rule. Restricted will universe is military regimented masculine patriarchal rule.
hmm
That means that might is right, regardless of what's right outside of that. Might is right. If I can force you to do it, I should make you do it. That's restricted will universe. Your free will has nothing to do with it. But in the feminine realm, which we in, the uterus of the great mother Tawaret, acting like we cells reconstituting the body, but we gotta do something while we down here, right? So we get a life book of life that gives us chapters, which is training programs for you to feel fulfill your destiny before you get to your final chapter,
Mm,
right? And we didn't mourn the death until recently.
no.
That's new.
Yeah.
In
Well,
New
don't
Orleans,
you
they
think that's
have
a
some.
projection? That's more of a projection because
Yeah,
when they died, they leave and there's nothing left. But that's why they projected on us because that's really how they feel.
well, they did that to make us fear to fight back.
Mm.
That's the only purpose. It was military ideology.
See,
But in New Orleans, we still practice what they call jazz funerals,
that's right.
right? We don't know that's our ancient culture. They got us thinking that something wrong with them people for dancing with a coffin on their shoulder, the pallbearers,
Mm.
gigging all the way down the street,
Yeah,
right? Because it was a graduation ceremony for us
that's right. And
until
that's
they
all through the
turned it into.
Americas. That's all through the Americas because it comes from Haiti, that comes from the Caribbean, Central South America. It was very, the Day of the Dead is all very celebration of that transition. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cinco de Mayo. Yep. It's May 5th, which is coming up. So pay attention because we don't know what's going to happen on May
Because
5th.
you know the Pope opened up the five doors, right? Can we?
The truth is, he was closing them.
Oh,
He
speak.
wasn't opening nothing.
Oh,
Everything that they open to usurp the divine feminine, everything has to be undone at the close of the age. We at the
that's
close.
right.
We
Absolutely.
passed the close of the age. We at the opening of the new age.
Go ahead.
We in the first wave of the Aquarian energy, and this is why you see so many what they call it now truthers.
Yes.
Right, the
It's so
truthers have took
refreshing.
over. Yeah, the truthers have took over for conspiracy theories. They can't call them conspiracy theories
Thank
now.
you. But that's a usurped term. It's usurped term. That was a term that they just resurrected. Like it came a couple of years ago. There's no such thing. It's just truth. Truth bombs are coming out, and I love it. It's so beautiful right now to see it and to witness it.
So it's in the congressional record now
Oh,
that the conspiracy theorist
oh.
is undefeated.
You and I. You and I. You and I. T-A-Y. That's the
Yeah.
unity.
So the how did it get into the congressional record that the conspiracy theorist
Mm,
was right?
yeah.
They was uh what they call it confirming Cash Patel because they had labeled him a conspiracy theorist,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? And all of the things that he was labeled a conspiracy theorist about turned out to be true.
Yeah.
So the senator, I think his last name Kennedy, if I'm not mistaken, but
Oh
he
God,
was
Lord.
he was asking them. He was like, it seemed like the conspiracy theorists is the only ones that got it right. And dropped the mic. I
Say
was
it
like,
louder, like yell it from the mountaintop. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so um, once they took the title conspiracy theorists because they undefeated, they changed the name from conspiracy theorists to truthers now.
Finally.
Because
Just not don't
now,
respect
yeah,
on the community.
yeah, but they usurped the term woke.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That whole thing with the woke, just
Yeah.
it's condescending. They keep utilizing it as if it's negative, and it's really an awakening outside of the
Mhm.
sleep, the sleep that
Well,
many people are under.
the reason what they did is they made woke culture be called woke culture by politicians who didn't want us referring to each other as woke because it'll have a positive side effect of waking us up.
That's right. Oh, accepting the inverted rainbow, which I grew up a little girl. I'm from Generation X. We wore Wonder Woman underwear, and we had like rainbows on everything. Our rainbow had the absolute purple on top, and it wasn't just six colors. Roy G. Biv is how we were taught, like red, orange, yellow. Roy G green, and then Biv blue, indigo, and violet, which is the indigo is the pink, which is here on the third eye, which represents that light that shows up sometimes when people see it when they're in the astral, like that pink bright indigo color. But they inverted it. Why do you think they did that? by making the root chakra on the top of the crown as opposed to on the bottom. What's your idea behind that?
With the rainbow, go back. It was the symbol of the covenant of who? Noah,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
right? But he was told that the rainbow would be the symbol. So everything that we was using for righteousness, they turned it into wickedness.
Yes. They diluted it and polluted it. Yes.
Yeah. That means they flipped it on the mirror,
Yeah.
right? As above, so below. So on the ground, if it's inverted, when you look in the sky, it's still going to be the right
Oh, yeah.
rainbow.
Yeah.
They can't change the truth. They can only distort it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can send you through the carnival mirror house without telling you going through it. And
Mm-hmm.
every time you see something, the reflection is the same but different.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
original seven rainbow colors was representative of seven chakras,
That's right.
seven orishas,
Mm-hmm.
right? Seven kings of Israel,
Go ahead.
right? So all of this is to invert what was ours. And it's like the word gang. The word is a benign word in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But because they use it to represent negative connotations, we don't know it's another term for tribe,
Try it was, yeah. Even when I used
right?
to use it back in the days, like the gang chang, and they used to use it in a way that was reminiscent of the tribal communes.
Right. And what was the original name of the Little Rascals?
Oh, oh my
Our
God.
gang.
What was it?
Our gang.
Yes. Oh my God.
Right.
The
So
bloody
the
little
Little
girls.
Rascals, it wasn't villainized yet
Mm-hmm.
when the Little Rascals was out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Gang culture is what we call in street lingo tribing up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna join with a clique or crew, a gang that don't teach how you feel. That's not your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that saying is speak your truth and your tribe will appear.
Mm.
Because you're talking from the soul to the soul of those who know who you are.
Yeah,
They might not know it consciously, but you can't erase what's in the DNA. You can try to poison us, but you can't erase it.
that's right.
You can convince us not to use it and put us in the Amen spell to remain unknown to the world of our God status.
Yes. Why do you why do you think now? Well, I know we're heading into reset, we're regenerate, we're going into a new era. But why do you think it is now that there isn't as much resistance towards the truth that the indigenous brown melanated people were already coexisting in the Americas? Why do you think there's resist? Why do you think they are? Why aren't the governmental officials resisting as much? Is it that because they have to follow the rules and regulations that come at this time? What do you think about that?
You remember 9/11?
Oh, yeah, I'm a New Yorker. Yeah.
Okay. Now, all of the people that was under the crash site when the planes crashed, what was the first reaction?
Well, shock and camaraderie,
But
helping
what
each
did they
other.
do? The activities they did. The number one thing is get the fuck out this building.
Oh well, yeah, they were out, and remember there wasn't a plane. I don't want to, there wasn't a plane
Mhm.
because those on site were, at the time we were coming back into New York to get some more furniture, and at the time people were saying they heard explosions and no one saw a plane that was on site. That's just allegedly, but that's what all the videos from back in the days. No one saw anything. The only people who saw planes were people on television.
Yeah,
I'm just
reported.
saying. Yeah,
Because you can't play CGI in real time,
that's right.
right? But the what plane hit Building 7?
What number plane?
There was no plane hit Building
No, there was
7.
nothing. There was a demolition. Well, they
Right.
what they said is just like it collapsed on its own,
Okay, now,
spontaneously.
here's the historical tidbit for you. In the 1920s, a
Mhm.
guy flew a little twin engine plane into the Empire State Building.
Yes.
Most of us don't know that. But Why is that important when we reviewing 9/11? Because they told the architect that when he built the building, he have to build it to withstand the a crash from a large plane.
Yes, yes.
And he was like, "Why?" He said, "Because of when they flew that plane into the Empire State
That
Building."
was the reference. Yes.
Right? That's what they told him. Now all of a sudden, some planes flew into the building and they couldn't withstand the blast.
Mm,
But the demolitionists, people that does controlled demolition,
that's
they
what.
swear it was a controlled demolition. They say,
Just a pattern. It followed a pattern.
yeah,
Yes. By the way
and
it collapsed. Yeah.
especially building 7,
Because I
right?
worked over there. I worked in the World Financial Center across the street that was connected to the World Trade Centers. And I mean, it was it was impossible to even conceive that just from a hit on top that it would collapse from beneath, just back to, like collapse back, down, down, down. Yeah. And they never talked about that there was videos of right, I think it was by the George Washington Bridge, of a couple of trucks that had dynamite in it, and they never, like, it was, if you watched the news at the time, people who were in New York saw the news where they said they were found people who had trucks that were with explosives by the George Washington Bridge, and
Well, they
on one
wasn't.
of the trucks was an
To get
image
more
of a
specific,
plane.
they said they was Jews,
Yes, yeah.
and the Israeli government lobbied for their release in
Mm,
the silencing of the information.
interesting, right?
So they had 19 hijackers.
Mm.
That's what they told us, ain't it?
With perfect, intact, passports on the grounds of, around the buildings, just intact, conveniently.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Rod. I'm gonna listen to you. Hold on, I'll be back. Keep going.
Most of the people is unaware that billions of dollars was reported on the 10th of September, and that um, Dick Cheney and a couple of generals had their offices reinforced for a Scud missile. America makes Scud missiles. That's a phenomenal perception to analyze, because why would you be worried about a Scud missile and not a silkworm made in China? So um, they got video showing the missile hitting the Pentagon. They got CGI showing planes hit the buildings, but they never showed a plane hit Building 7, and all 3 buildings went down. But also, tons of gold was removed prior to the event. So where's all the gold? And we know it was gold was removed because one of the trucks broke down in the tunnels under New York that was escaping the World Trade Center. So when we look at all of these questionable aspects of the event, and not to mention that several of those 19 people identified as hijackers have been located, and they was alive and well. And one of them was in Morocco, a couple of them was in Libya, and a couple of them was in Saudi Arabia, and they never been over here. But according to the so-called terrorist list, they was listed as the terrorists that performed the event, so that they could blame Osama bin Laden, who outran the U.S. military with a big ass dialysis machine toting everywhere he go until he encountered SEAL Team 6. Then, in the aftermath, during the Obama administration, is emails that Hillary and Obama wanted to silence SEAL Team 6 about the assassination of Osama bin Laden. But we don't talk about that stuff because we conditioned to believe that this government is so righteous, no way they would do that to their own people. Yet they bombed John Africa's family in Philadelphia. That was in the 80s. And then they bombed Black Wall Street. They bombed Rosewood. Why wouldn't they kill the team that they called him the Snowman was the moniker they
Wow.
gave him, right? Okay, now you come in with Vice President under George, the second George Bush.
Mhm.
The Bush plot is also called the Garden plot. The Garden plot is tied to Operation Evergreen. Evergreen just so happened to be the nickname of Hillary Clinton, right?
That's her nickname?
Yeah, that's her CIA code name,
Oh,
Evergreen,
why?
right?
What's the
Human trafficking.
okay, okay.
The
Makes sense.
Evergreen, she owned a company that used to use Evergreen for shipping children in those big old look like box cars that they bring in off the
Okay.
water.
The shipping containers, yeah.
Right. So so she's Evergreen. Um, her husband is the Snowman,
This is crazy.
right?
Crazy.
And Obama's nickname is the Jackal
And why?
because he's from Kenya. Kenya
Okay.
is the land of the jackal,
Yes.
right?
Interesting, which is a
And
satanic reference because if you watch the old movie Damien, the
Rosemary
jackal,
Baby,
yeah, Rosemary Baby, Damien, all those satanic movies, the jackal was always referenced as being birthed, children being birthed from jackals. Interesting enough.
right? But that's just the totem symbol of the somebody from Kenya,
Oh, okay, okay.
which would be Obama's father,
Mm.
which would make him the son of the jackal, right? So, all this stuff is reverse engineering. It's the exit of the cycles that got us into the trap, liberating us from the trap, right? Everything we seen going in, whether it was the Catholic Church being founded on Peter, leaving with a Peter.
Mm.
Peter is also slang for what? A penis,
And you know they just
which
shot that fake penis, the penis up in the air with the women in it. You know, a whole cosplay of astronauts. I've never seen anything like that. It was just insidious. It was insane to even watch
what was
something
that?
so
What was the
crazy.
colors they was wearing?
Blue
Mhm.
and blue and white was it? Blue and
Yeah.
white.
When you look at the blue, that's the priestesses of Egypt.
Oh.
In the what's it called? The Temple of Dendera, I think, have the gates of Ishtar that
Mm-hmm.
has the same blue, royal blue paint color on it.
Oh wow.
And then they have a stone tied to them. It might be lapis lazuli, but it's a stone that color also that was sacred to the priestesses.
Okay.
Right. So everything they doing, they just reverse. They exit in the same way we came in.
That's what I was
Right.
talking about with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
revisiting how I came in and who I saw is who I see when I exit. Yeah.
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 So imagine yourself walking the room and you scan from right to left, but then you walk to the other wall, but you don't like it there. You leave it out, and now you scanning left to right. You still see the same people that haven't moved. Couple people moved, the same but different.
Hmm.
Right. So you're seeing and leaving everything you've seen coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of it is coded. The Black House is a secret society sign of loss, or if somebody is fighting you and you do the blackout, that's the surrender, the loss. You lost.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at where the blackout was at, it was the Iberian Peninsula where the colonizers originally came from
Yes.
following Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. That specific region. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was some sort of reset because it was only 12 hours, like how TikTok went down for 12 hours. Some sort of reset.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the blackout can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 90 days, depending on the effect that they wanted to cause.
Don't you think that was like a beta test to see? Because we're talking about mirroring, right? So, years ago when I was on YouTube, it's like maybe 10 years ago, I was bringing up what was going on in Europe, and I said it's probably going to happen in the United States. It's like they beta test. So, wouldn't it be like a reflection thing, refraction for reflection? Like what we see in Europe is probably going to be something that will be reinstituted, looking similar but different on the other side, right?
Hmm. So what they do is, as the more blackouts you have, the
Yeah,
closer to the finale you are.
that's right.
But
Ooh,
that was
okay.
the first major blackout. There's going to be major blackouts that's got to go all the way around the world,
Absolutely.
right? And we might experience in parts of the country while other parts of the country is perfectly fine, and then when they get their lights on, another part might go out.
But isn't it a form of reinstituting? Like you can't, we're still under the fiat system. And in order for us to collapse it, we have to very well kind of clear everything that was before, right? So in order to do it and kind of make it seem like it's organic and natural, we couldn't do it all together because that would be, people would think that's suspicious. But couldn't we do it like coordinated, blackout, like you said, blackout, blackout, blackout? And then eventually everything is so reset and distorted that you can reinstitute a new fiscal kind of monetary system, which is like Bitcoin. That's why they're going into like Bitcoin and all these what do you call it, like cyber
Digital currency.
forms of currency. Yeah,
Yeah. So whatever currency we go to next, because we're going into the age of truth, they have to have true currency. And the only true currency is the platinum group metals. That's what we
that's
believe.
right. Silver, gold, and
Yeah.
platinum. Yeah,
Yeah. So the newest addition to backing your financial assets is the diamond. That's why the De Beers has been holding a monopoly
mm,
on the diamond trade because they
yeah,
needed to create value for it. But they have the diamond is a special stone.
it is.
It has metaphysical properties. This is
Mm-hmm.
why it's on what's called a wedding ring,
Yes.
right? It's on the wedding ring because it represents something that was tested through time, pressure, and temperature.
Mm,
A two-bar cane.
yeah. Held on the finger of the heart because that's where the heart, that finger, the ring finger, is connected directly to your heart.
Hmm. Because you're not supposed to marry somebody who not tried testing and true.
Very good. Yes.
And we don't know that marriage is not the ceremony and rice being thrown in white dresses and black tuxedos. The wedding can be a personal ritual, which is a spiritual ritual that's tied to your tribe.
Mhm.
But we didn't never this fantasy about I fell in love and got married bullshit. That's some new shit.
Well, that whole concept is like
It's
it's
Roman.
falling in anything. It's just something that has a tale of true and longevity to it, right?
Hmm.
It's trauma based.
Look,
Whereas tribally, we would be in sync to marry into a tribe or to marry into a new tribe is, bonding, building a bond that would protect both sides and bring fruitfulness to both tribes from what each has to offer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to marry for political power, consolidate political power,
Mhm.
and normally they was arranged marriages. They still arranged,
Yeah,
but most of us don't know because if you the son, and your mother was a matriarch, you can't just marry anybody.
that's right.
Especially if you're the chosen son.
Mhm.
If you're the chosen son, your mama gonna pick somebody. Your daddy might pick somebody.
From a
And
bloodline that would prosper both sides. Yeah.
right now, they might give you a hint to give you an idea of what they picked for you,
Mhm.
but you got to figure it out. We don't want to figure nothing out no more.
Well, I mean, people are going into matrimony. I remember when my parents got married, it was a big deal in all the old movies. Remember, like, oh, we're getting married, we're getting a blood test. You had to know blood lineage. Blood lineage matters. You know, it's more than just your blood type. It's your lineage. It's your tribal base. It's your traditions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were things that come from the Caribbean, the Taino. There's certain traditions that we still practice, like within even our modern times. And some of us who still uphold those traditions and still have some of the practices of our ancestors, it would only behoove us to be with a mate and a partner who could uphold and respect those and bring and lend more of what would build each of the nations together. You know what I mean? You don't see that anymore. People don't even know who they're marrying. I mean, you could be marrying the Ghostbusters, you know, like Pac-Man for all you know. You go to sleep and he starts off as Donkey Kong and you wake up to Pac-Man, you know. It's like shapeshifting. Yeah.
Well, the one of the things matrimony comes from matriarch, which
Yes.
is matriarch, which is
Yes.
tied to mitochondria.
Yes. Because the
This
woman
why
learns
you
her
get.
extra
This why
mitochondria.
the chosen one can't marry just who he want to marry. He got to marry the right one that will be his mitochondrial host in the absence of his mother,
Yes.
right? And the only way that she can be his mitochondrial host, the love your mother have, got to be the same love the woman have, and they meet in your heart place.
Yes.
And they use you to communicate with each other without you ever knowing that you communicating, delivering messages from one to the other, just in general conversation.
Yeah. But people are,
Right.
don't you feel like there's a certain kind of non-cohesion and even people blending within enemy, you know, communes, you know what I mean? Like, what if your tribe wasn't, you know, had some beef with another tribe and you merging with them? Or you mate, because women, I don't think young ladies know, like every time a man inseminates in you, you hold his seed. And that's why men wanted virgins at the time to ensure that their child was truly solely their lineage within that biological new life. Because once you give birth after having sex with multiple partners, the seeds of all men are seeded into that child.
Well, the woman have the ability subconsciously. She used to do it consciously. All of the males she ever been with, she can make a whole new
Yeah, yeah,
character
it's
that
true.
don't match nobody she ever slept with
Yeah,
because
I've seen it.
it's what you call a composite.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I worked in genetics. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So when she decide,
Internal hybriding.
yeah. So this is how they taught about the seminal fluids of every man being kept on file in the Queen's
Mhm.
chamber of the brain.
Oh, dude, transcribed in our brain. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So she have a library of DNA to choose from. This is why you could watch a girl on Maury. She bring people in. She, I don't remember having sex with him, but he might be the daddy too. And she
And
can't
they all
never
hold
find
a
the baby.
composite. Yeah, you're right. It's a composite. They all
Yeah,
have. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
That's
The
her
best of
baby.
each. The best of each. Right.
That's why they say mama's baby, papa's maybe.
Woo, boy, it's true.
Because mama can override whatever papa sperm. You can give her an XY. It's gonna come out first as XX.
Always
And
does.
it's up to the mother's biology to give the testosterone and the progesterone in right proportion to the Y chromosome to activate it.
Yeah. Alchemically, she chooses how to delineate what sex. The man gives that opportunity, but the woman delineates that. Yeah.
Right. And if the woman deem him unworthy, she's not gonna give him the son.
Yeah. That's a
She be sitting
gift.
there stewing on shit, right? And like, no, he ain't right.
But women should also feel that's a gift. Like, you know, I think it's almost like a flex now. Girls are like just having children, but it's really a gift to give birth to a man's lineage, you know, through your womb. It's a gift. It's beautiful. What should be seen as that.
It's sacred.
It is. It is. And it's been, remember, this plane of existence has socially engineered the most depraved sexual deviancy that kind of plagues the mind to engage in ways that aren't beneficial to offspring that come through the wombs of the women.
Yeah, that's because of what's called Babylonian sex magic.
Yeah.
Right, ties back to Ninderson. He had three primary forms of control: Babylonian money magic, Babylonian blood magic, and Babylonian sex magic. Collectively, they are known as the rites of Ninderson or the rites of sin.
And that movie Sinners, did you watch it yet? Oh, Rod, you just, woo wee! I watched it with the zombies, and let me tell you, it is the conjuring of. I don't want to give it to you because I'll wait until I want you to, if you get a chance to see it. It's
I'm
just,
watching. If you ain't the first person to tell me to watch it.
it's just, it takes a whole new level of. I want you to watch it first because I want to discuss it with you when you watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It brings up a lot of concepts of, hoodoo magic, magic, and the serpentine type of energies. It's kind of like, I don't know if you saw the movie with Halle Berry where she had the two sons. They were living out in the woods up in Alabama, and she's raising them with this whole concept of like, you got to be tied to your house. And that's the whole the akashics like tied to the house, and that house was going to keep you safe so long as you tied. It's kind of like the movie Sinners speaks to the safety of you being in a commune, but you invite certain entities. In order for you to be accepted, it would have to be an invitation.
Yeah, it's another thing when they was doing the blood test,
Hmm.
right? They was trying to determine if the people being tested had access to a drop of melanated blood.
Mm,
America got something called a one drop of blood doctrine.
that's right.
Any other country got that doctrine?
No, because when my father came to the country, when my uncles came to the country, they were all designated like a lot of foreigners, which I think you already know this, to kind of fudge the census. They're all coming in. If they're Cuban, certain islands, they come in as whites, right? And they can be brown, they can be light skin brown, they can be all variations, they can be Indian and dark brown, and they can still be classified as white. The only way that they constitute that one drop of blood is in the United States. They do that in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
Brazilianization is what it's called.
Yes.
The people that came, this whole 6,000 year rule of the devil, as they call it, the devil mean enemy.
Hmm.
Anybody tell you it means something other than enemy or adversary or opponent is just adding some flavor to it that was given to him by the dogmatic church.
Yeah.
Okay, so they came over here um, because the genetics of the people from the European caves was broke down from laboratory intervention.
Well, it's a mud flood. We talk about the Cabbage Patch, the incubator babies, the geoengineered people that were placed in all the Tartarian, sites to restart society after the reset and the pole shift, supposedly, right?
Right. Well, the reset is because of nuclear holocaust and the
Mm.
artificial nuclear winter that gave us our last ice age
Mm.
prematurely. But we going into what's called the sun cycle on the heels of that ice age that covered most of the age of Pisces.
Yeah.
Right. When the sun cycle come in, the UV rays and the solar flares increase, and they telling us it's global warming, and they need to reduce the carbon footprint. What they not telling us is the carbon footprint is everywhere one of us step, because we the carbon based beings.
That's right.
And now we in the process of converting back to what's called crystalline beings.
Yeah.
The crystals go all the way to your DNA. The DNA is composed of 21 complex amino acids
Hmm.
in crystalline form, and they are all powered from the powerhouse of the cell called the mitochondria.
Yes.
So when the light of life